back to our channel. Ruth here, and in today's video I'd like to share with you 10 ways to make more money whilst working full-time. So these are some ideas for side hustles you can have whilst working full-time. The first one is to do the job of a virtual assistant or any administrative work during your free time. Now if you're working about 9 to 5 during the day, and let's say in the evening you've got free time, or during the weekends, you can actually offer your time and say, hey, I can actually do data entry. Or you might say, well, I can type up, a letter for you, or I can do different types of administrative work. So there's a lot of different businesses out there today. They might not necessarily want to hire a full-time employee, but they will not mind hiring a virtual assistant because they can pay you on a casual rate or sometimes based on a project rate. And if you accomplish that task, you will get paid. So definitely consider doing admin work, virtual assistant in your area of interest. It could be something simple like entering data, looking after their bookkeeping if that's what you're skilled at. It could be designing a logo if that's something that you're good at. Whatever it might be, or answering the phone calls, because sometimes depending on where you are, with the time difference, there might be international companies who is quite happy to hire you and say, hey, we would like you to answer calls between this to this hours, and you get paid for it. And with the time difference, that might just work in your favor. So where can you actually put yourself? You can actually start to advertise that on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'm willing to provide this service as a part-time basis. I'm available from this time to this time. But there's also other platforms in which you can join, such as Fiverr, Upwork. There's different types depending on your location and your locality. So all you need to do is just to go on Google and do a quick search and see, I would like to be a virtual assistant. Look at the platform, find a virtual assistant, and then sign up for it. Number 2, you can provide your services or your expertise on other platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork, such as, for example, if you're good in writing, if English is your strength, or if you can write in another language, or if you can translate into a particular language, or if you can design a logo, or if you can build a website, or if you can proofread for somebody, offer your service online, because you can actually charge a decent amount of money for a particular project. Now, I understand that on, let's say, Fiverr, I actually utilize Fiverr quite a lot for my businesses. Sometimes I know how to do something, but I thought to myself, it's probably better to just pay someone to do it. So when you go on Fiverr, you'll see that there is 5-star rating, 99 jobs accomplished, etc. So when you first get started, you might want to just come in with a bit of a lower price so you can start to get some reviews up. For example, I used to work with a lady. She does research for marketing, because I actually ran a marketing business for a while, and she used to do marketing, but she would come in and she would provide a really lower price than what everyone else will charge, but she does a very, very good job. And so since then, I don't look for anybody else. I just look for her when it comes to research, for marketing purposes and data entry, because she's that good. So she's become like I would say, in a way, an employee, I would say. So when you first penetrate into that business, because technically it's a business for you, don't be afraid to go in, but know your value, because if you are very, very good in what you do, yes, you might offer a competitive price, but over time, once you get your customers up, once you get your business reviews up, you want to be able to charge a competitive price. Maybe you want to increase the price a little bit so that you can also profit more from it. So it could be something really simple like designing something, writing something. You don't have to know everything, but yeah, make sure you are fairly good at what you do. In fact, I even have a friend who has a very successful website business today. He's never gone to IT school. He was, working for a phone company. So when he started business, he pretty much Googled his way through everything, and he outsourced them to, IT experts in India. And today he runs a very, very successful IT website business here in Australia. Replace his income. Him and his wife work from home. you know, and they can go on holidays all the time. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to know some things and learn and be the best in what you do. Okay. Number 3, you can also offer tutoring nowadays. It could be in person, it could be online. If you're good in music, you can say, hey, I'm going to teach music. I'm teaching music. I'm a music teacher. Do you want to learn music from me? You know, and you can actually offer that service. It could be a subject. It could be that you're very good in mathematics, so you want to actually offer that. Or maybe teaching English or fitness. If you're a fitness fanatic, you know, like myself years ago, I used to be a fitness fanatic. I actually used to have multiple jobs. I worked from 8 to 5 in a law firm. At the moment, I'm a partner in a law firm, so I'm actually quite busy with my schedule. I also run a couple of different businesses. But back then, I used to just work 8 to 5, and you know, I had the capacity to do different things. So I would finish work and I'll go to the gym and teach a class, go home and teach another personal training session, and I'll teach music, you know, just to get some extra income coming in. So there's no limitation. If you like to do different things, go for it. Number 4, affiliate marketing. Now, this is an interesting one because I have seen and heard a lot of people actually manage to make a lot of money out of affiliate marketing. At one point, I was running a marketing business, and we actually did that, and we actually saw that real money actually came in, but you need to know what you're doing, obviously. Now, obviously, we did it in a professional sense, like from a business perspective, but for yourself, it could just be as simple as posting a boosting or posting something on social media and say, hey, you know, this product is great, get an affiliate link, because if a customer buys from your post, like a link from your post, you'll get paid a commission. So for example, if that product is $100 and the company chooses to pay you 30% of commission, that's $30, right? And if you manage to attract 10 people, that's $300. That's good money. Okay, so definitely consider affiliate marketing. There's different ways, there's different products that you can actually endorse, especially if you're already quite established on social media. You can actually start to use that to your advantage. Number 5, rental. Now, most of us would have heard of Airbnb. You know, it's actually a way to make money. If you actually own a house or you rent a house and you have permission from the owners to actually rent out a separate room, or maybe build a granny flat at the back of your house and say, hey, I'm going to rent out this property for $60 a night or $100 a night, then that's going to be a side income for you as well. It could be renting out a car, you know, just posting it on the different sites and say, hey, you know, if you come for a holiday, we can rent out the car, or we can even be a tour guide and we'll charge you, you know, however much you want to charge them to take them around in that locality, especially if it's a touristy area. Number 6, delivery. So this is really being utilized at the moment. I can see that a lot of people are getting into, like, you know, Uber Eats and Uber driving. You know, some of them are they work in an office from 8 to 5, and then in the evenings they would go out with their spouse and, you know, do delivery, and they might earn, I don't know, $50, $100 each night. And if they do that 5 nights a week, that's $500 extra. And if you've got $500 extra, you know, you do it for a month, that's $2,000, and you can actually take your family on vacation or pay off that credit card debt. So know that every penny counts. Okay. Number 7, you can also offer services to babysit. You know, a lot of people do that. You know, you charge however much you want to charge to babysit. Or pet sitting. Pet sitting is fantastic because, you see, one of the things I believe that really bugs pet owners is that they can't ever go for a holiday because they have to stay home with the pets. Someone has to look after the pets. So perhaps if you have time and resources, you can say, well, I can come to your house and house sit and pet sit for you, you know, and then they'll pay you. Or they can drop their pets to your house and you can pet sit for them and they'll pay you. Number 8, garage sale or online sale. Now, garage sale seems to be really famous here in Australia, but, you know, since the pandemic hit, you know, a lot of people tend to like to buy online. So nowadays we can see, like on Facebook, there's Facebook Marketplace where you can post your secondhand furniture and say, you know, I'm selling this for $50. So research shows that on average, especially people in the US, have got $3,000 worth of things lying around their house that they don't even use. So if you can identify a few old things, it could be clothes, jackets, it could be, you know, a kettle, a slow cooker, or maybe like a 20-year-old crock pot that someone had donated to you, you know, for your wedding, something that you never really used. Perhaps it's time for you to really think, you know what, maybe I can sell this item for $20 or $5. And if you do that, you'll begin to see the income will start to come in, but you just have to find those things, okay? Number 9, you can consider an e-commerce store. Well, nowadays, there's different resources out there. There's a lot of different YouTube channels, tutorials that will actually teach you about e-commerce. So it could be on Shopify, you could have your own website, it could be drop shipping, it could be Amazon, FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So some of these businesses are brilliant, you know, because really all you need is a really amazing website. You need to have some marketing skills to actually push your product, you know, whether it's on Facebook or Google, etc. But if you have a pretty nice platform and you actually are able to connect with someone else who actually supplies those products, then you don't have to have the headache of, you know, refunding those products, etc. All you need to do is pretty much to say, well, you are the in-betweener, and you actually advertise that product on your site, and when someone buys, the owner or the supplier will actually be the ones who will be mailing your customers with those products. So if you're not familiar with that, check out, you know, Shopify store, drop shipping, these terms, and begin to actually start to understand what they're all about. It takes effort, but you know, if you have a knack for looking for different products and you don't mind dwelling deeper into the technology world, then it's definitely something that's worthwhile pursuing and investigating. Finally, number 10, the 10th way to make more money while working full-time is to let your creativity out. Well, for example, if you love photos, you can actually start taking photos. You can sell them, or if you want to write a blog, you can actually have different ads on your blog so that, you know, when people read your blog and it's a really good blog and there might be a banner ad, someone might buy something and you get a commission out of it. Or if you just want to write a book, if you're really, really good in something, or if you're a storyteller, you can write a book and say, hey, you know what? This is my book. Do you want to buy it? You know, you might want to sell it for $9.90 or $1.99, or made it available for free download. Like one author I heard, she wrote a sequel. You know, she was an introvert. She doesn't want to get out of her house. She was only a teenager, and she wrote this fictional story, and she allowed people to download it for free, but she made it into a sequel so that everyone who read the first part wanted to read the second part. And for the second part, she only sold it, I think, for $1 or $2, and she became like a millionaire, literally a millionaire in her teenage years. So there's different ways you can actually make money. The question is, do you want to invest in it? Will you be willing to invest your time in it? So you don't need to have a lot of money to actually make money, but you need to be willing to invest that time. So I hope you enjoyed the content of today's video, and again, I hope to see you next time. And last but not least, if you would be so kind to hit the like and subscribe button so we can keep you motivated, but at the same time, you know what, it's gonna mean the world to me. Thank you so much once again. I'll see you next time. Bye.